Thank you for joining us on Talkback today. We're talking about the economy and government bailouts, and we have a variety of thoughts represented by people from Charleston, Walterboro, and North Charleston. Still plenty of time for you and people from your area to get in on the conversation. The number is 402-5745, 402-5745. Our guest today is Dr. Stephen Silver. He's a professor of economics over at the Citadel, and we're very glad to have you aboard, Dr. Silver.
It's my pleasure.
We want to get right to our phone calls. Casey from Charleston, you're up first with your thoughts about the government getting involved. We don't have Casey. Let's go to Robert in Walterboro. Robert, your thoughts on the government being involved in bailouts, the previous rescue packages, and any going forward. Your thoughts?
I don't think that it should be done that way because, you know, for the price that they ask for automobiles is just unreal anyway. And Who's going to bail out the American people that's losing their houses every day? I mean, it's just, to me, it's just wrong. It's more important for the automobiles. I mean, we got 20 manufacturers of the United States now building automobiles. The market is flooded with them.
Well, even Robert, if you look, a lot of the automobile makers are not in the United States. They're foreign. The ones that are here, don't you want to do everything you can to make sure that they're healthy and that they stay here?
Well, they're the ones that got themselves in these foreign cars is what's got all the big three in trouble anyway.
Okay. Thank you very much for your phone call, Robert in Walterboro. Dr. Silver, address Robert's concerns. Why should the government step in to bail out these big businesses who apparently have made bad business moves?
Well, probably most economists says we shouldn't, because if they got themselves into trouble by having overcapacity and building the wrong kinds of cars, maybe they shouldn't be. One thing that he commented on was about the mortgages, and that actually is also part of the bailout package, or let's call it rescue plan. So, yeah, I mean, many Americans feel that way, and many economists do. Many of us are split on that.
Well, how do you feel?
I was glad to ask you. I'm glad you didn't ask me, because I'm ambivalent, too. It's a real tough thing. It's a jobs issue, and, you know, it's a question of a very sudden dislocation, and as opposed to doing it gradually. But then again, if you give them the wrong incentives by saying, well, we'll bail you out because you're too big to fail, that's not good either. So.
All right. Let's go to Corey, and I've got another question for you. Corey is calling from Charleston. Corey, welcome. Your comments or thoughts to add to this conversation?
Yes, well, I just want to add by saying first that it's preposterous, and I think we could just blame this all on the minorities and the new president of the elect of the United States. Like I said, it's preposterous.
All right. How do you blame the minorities?
Well, the minorities, I don't want to point any fingers, Raphael. Minorities.
Well, you said minority, so I'm just asking you to qualify your statement.
I just want to say the minorities are being preposterous.
How?
You tell me.
Okay, thank you. I can't because it was your thought. Thank you very much. Dr. Silver, what I want to ask you, though, is with the bailout, with the rescue plan, if you will, someone described it to me as like maybe a hurricane would come through an area and the things, the plant life that's there, that's strong, will survive. The underbrush gets destroyed, and that's nature's way of cleansing things. Could you describe something as what's happening to our economy as financial cleansing, so to speak, or is that a preposterous statement?
No, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, that the strong will survive, and those that are weak, even if they're big, are not allowed to survive by simply bailing them out.
If we allow these big institutions to fail, is there any damage that we do irreparable harm to the fundamentals of our economy?
Probably not in the long run, but I think we're much more concerned about what can happen in the short run, and people have brought up the specter of a Great Depression, and that's, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. We're in territory we haven't been in since the 1920s and 30s. So
right.
We really don't know, and that's the specter they bring up to try and scare people. Now, whether it will happen or not, we'll only know if we don't do it or we do it.
Okay.
We'll only know the history after that.
402-5745 is the number to call. And hey, I want to say this to Corey and anybody else. If you call up to participate, be prepared to defend your answers. You can say pretty much whatever you like. It's your opinion. I'm not trying to change your opinion, but we do want to understand why you feel the way you do. I didn't catch that name. Natalie. Azalee. I'm sorry for butchering your name. Go ahead, Azalee. Welcome to Talkback.
Hi. No, I do not think that the government should be bailing out the three car companies. First of all, the CEOs and the union workers are getting so much money, and they don't give an inch when it's time to negotiate. And secondly, they're not making fuel efficiency cars. So why should we as taxpayers give them money to bail themselves out? I really don't agree with that.
All right. Thank you very much for your phone call. What are the short-term effects, and how long do you think these short-term effects would last if the government says, hey, you know what, that's it, the coffers are closed?
Are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
I really don't know, but I think you got a very harsh audience there. I guess
this is a good day.
Yeah, I guess a better way to think of it, bring it closer to home, is let's suppose there were going to be factories closed up in, say, Greenville, some of the textile manufacturers, and people were blaming the Chinese for shipping cheap textiles to us. Would they then say, well, we should do something about that, such as protecting our industries or giving a rescue plan for the plants? And they might not feel so harsh about any kind of plan to bail them out. That's true. They're not as big as the big three auto manufacturers or the AIG and so on. But the fact is that there is some concern about the amount of unemployment that we will have.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Silver, for being our guest. And I have to say, I love our viewers. I enjoy this segment. Whatever you have to talk about, bring it on. We'll handle it, and we'll all be friends tomorrow. We'll be right back after this. Remember, you can always talk to us on Talkback online, live5news.com, with any questions or comments. We'll be right back.